Welcome to Code Along with Alex. Today we're going to create a SQLite database with Rust. We're going to use the SQLite crate to open SQLite database. And I'll share a link to that crate in the video description if you want to learn more. So connection open will create the database if it doesn't already exist. So in this example, it does not exist, so it'll create a database for us. Let's get into it with cargo. But first, we have to wait for my pesky Bluetooth keyboard to wake up from its nap. Okay. Cargo, new. Let's call it create SQLite DB. And then let's change into that directory. Awesome. And so, like all cargo projects, we have a cargo.toml and a source subdirectory. So let me expand this and get into it. So we're going to be using the SQLite crate. So I'm going to copy the correct version from the docs and then update our cargo.toml dependencies with the value. Okay, cool. Now we can use SQLite in our code. And then let me open the main.rs. And here we're going to replace the main function with some new cool code. And so we're slightly modifying the Rust Cookbook code. The SQLite no params method or option is not valid anymore. And so the code as written breaks. So we're going to go slightly off the beaten path, maybe like a foot off the beaten path, and replace it with working code to avoid errors. So to start, let's import SQLite connection, connection, and results. And then that's it. We don't need SQLite no params. And for reference, if you have no idea what I'm talking about because you didn't actually look at the docs, this is what I'm talking about. We're not going to use that. Cool. So let's actually write our main function. Doesn't take anything input. And then it returns a result type of unit type. So it doesn't actually really return anything. It just creates the database. All right. So let's do let con, which is kind of just a convention found in a lot of database programming. Ooh, not used to talking. It's been a minute since I've recorded a video. Had those pre-recorded ones. Ooh, don't talk that much these days. Okay, got to get back into it. Right, con, connection, open. And let's call our database cats.db. And got that question mark. Great. Con, execute. And then let's do this kind of a multi-line string. So here we're actually writing some SQL statements to create a table inside of the cats DB. So create table, if not exists, cat colors. Ooh, that's cool. All right, ID. So that's one of the fields for this cat colors table. And this ID field is an integer type. Of course, my keyboard went to sleep, as it does from time to time. Okay, It's an integer type, and it's the primary key. Next, we're going to have a field called name. It's going to be a text type. It's going to be not null. So it cannot be null, and it must be unique. Great. And then in the Rust Cookbook, the Rust Cookbook reference, the no params value is used here, but that is equivalent to an empty array. Okay. And now we can just do question mark and a semicolon to finish that off. Now let's execute another, I guess, connection, or do another execution with our connection and create another table if it doesn't already exist. So I'm going to actually copy and paste because I'm lazy, but then we're going to delete the SQL and then we'll rewrite that from scratch. Okay, let's delete this bad boy. Okay, create table if not exists cats. So previously we did a cat's or cat colors. Now we're going to do a cats table. So there's going to be an ID field, integer type, and it's also the primary key. We'll have a name field, text type, and it's not null. Notice how we don't specify the unique option. So there might be cats with the same name, or it's possible. Color ID, it's our final field. It's an integer. It can't be null. And it references cat colors ID, which is the ID field of the cat colors table. Awesome. And then we already have our no params kind of empty array, and we're really good to go. And then finally, we just need to write OK. And then we're OK. So let's save the file. And then I'm going to write cargo run. I'm not going to do enter just yet, but take a look at the file hierarchy on the, I guess, file explorer on the left-hand side of VS Code. You'll notice that currently there's a source subdirectory with the main.rs, a gitignore, and a cargo.toml. But watch what happens after I do cargo.run. So it might take a second to fetch some things. You notice a cargo.log file is generated in a target subdirectory. But after everything runs, we have this new cats.db file. So I conveniently pre-installed a VS Code extension that lets me view SQLite databases in VS Code. So let's take a look real quick. And that's called SQLite Viewer, and I will make sure to link that in the video description as well. So you can see it's a little smushed, but there's a cats table and a cat colors table. We have ID, which is the primary key, cat's ID, name, color, like beautiful. But notice there's no data because we just created tables, but we didn't actually populate them or insert any data into them. And that's something that we'll do next time. And so this was a quick kind of dive into SQLite with Rust using the Rust SQLite crate. Hope you learned something. I had a lot of fun, and thanks for hanging out. See you next time. I'm Alex. This has been Code Along with Alex. Bye now.